Jahlil Florence, four-star cornerback from Lincoln High School down in San Diego, California. He checks all the boxes. He's got the perfect size and length. He lines up everywhere in the secondary, also comes up to the line of scrimmage, is one of the most versatile defensive backs, not just in California, but in the entire country.
A long, athletic corner, kind of a late bloomer. He's a kid who actually was more of a basketball player coming into high school, but he's a gifted athlete. Ran track for the first time last year and was a 10-7 100-meter guy. Very good ball awareness, plays receiver as well. So you see the ball skills show up. Final two, Oregon, where we earlier committed to, but did not sign. USC.
Now USC is the crystal ball leader. An NFL comparison I got for Florence is the Miami Dolphins, Xavier Howard.
Stephon Gilmore is kind of my player comp. Another guy who in high school was a football, basketball, track guy. I think Florence is a guy we think can come in and play right away.
Well, one of the top uncommitted recruits in the class of 2022. Well, that's about to not be a thing because he's about to announce his commitment right here on CBS Sports HQ. As you heard them saying there, Jahlil Florence, the number 18 cornerback, this past season totaling 31 tackles, 5 interceptions, and defended 10 passes. Our guys at 24/7 Sports is saying he projects as an impact upper tier Power 5 starter and a future high-round NFL draft pick. Let's welcome in Jahlil Florence to CBS Sports HQ. There along with his dad, Warren. 25 offers you had. Tell me about the process, how you started to kind of work through that to get to these two schools.
Most definitely, you got to work through it. The process started slow. I really didn't take football like as a college level. I didn't think I could make it that far type stuff. But my coach, Coach Carter, always saw I had the potential, and I got my first offer from HBCU, Morgan State, my junior year playing 7-on-7, and since then I kind of blew up, and more coaches found out about me.
Absolutely. I mean, you mentioned that you didn't think that maybe college football was in your future. You were more of a basketball star coming into high school there. You're a track star as well. How did you decide that football is where you wanted to be?
Really just playing 7-on-7 and going on all these trips with my friends and the coaches. It was just a super fun experience being with them all the time. I didn't on the field. We had fun. We made the game fun. So that really was just a fun thing for me. And that made me like football even more.
I know
that really made me play.
Oregon was on your radar early. You said, maybe not. Let me think about it there. Your final choices. Though it's interesting, though, both schools with new head coaches. How did that factor in for you?
I really just played it out and just build a relationship with both coaches. You get to know them both and see what they're going to do for the new programs that they're at. So that's why I really just waited for my commitment.
What was the number one thing? What was the number one thing you liked about SC and the number one thing you liked about Oregon?
The new coach that's at SC, Coach Riley, he has a winning history. He wins a lot, and I like what they're bringing to the university. They want to change it around within the next year. So I really like that one. With Oregon, Coach Lanning, he's just coming off a national championship, defensive-minded guy. Coach LaPointe and Coach Me and this guy. So they have the right mindset. They're also trying to do the same thing as him, change it around within the next year.
Not a bad choice with either one. I mentioned coming into this, reading from your profile from our guys with 24/7 Sports, they say you project as an impact upper tier Power 5 starter, future high round NFL draft pick. What do you think when you hear that?
I don't really know. I don't really know what to think when I hear that, but really can't say nothing until we see what's going to happen in the future. So we got to let the future speak for itself.
All right, we're going to hang on. We're going to put the future on pause for just a second. We're going to get your commitment right after this. I want to take a look at the changing class calculator, where it stands right now. His final two choices there, Oregon and USC. Oregon right now sitting at 65. They would jump up to 51st. USC sitting at 55. They would jump up to 43rd. So big jumps there if Jahlil Florence commits to one of these two schools, of which he will. Let's welcome in our expert with 24/7 Sports, our good friend Greg Biggins. What do we need to know about Jahlil Florence?
I mean, I think like what you said, he's an impact guy early as a true freshman. I mean, he's got the length. He's 6'1", pushing 6'2". He's a track guy who literally ran 10.7 the first time he's ever actually ran track last year. Basketball guy, high-level athlete, love the ball skills, love the ball awareness, love the compete level, the toughness. Late bloomer, like he said. He was more of a hoops guy coming into high school and just kind of gravitated toward football. And I think what hurt him a little bit was, the COVID year. He wasn't seen on the spring, summer circuit, played just those 5 games, and then he kind of blew up between his junior and senior year. Otherwise, I think he's a guy that you're seeing Alabama and Clemson, Ohio State. I think those schools are all over him if they had a chance to really fully evaluate how good and how high his upside is. So I love the kid off the field, the intangibles, the work ethic, humble, loves football, competes. I mean, I can go on and on and on. I think I kind of already have, but I think you can tell we're pretty high on him over here at 24/7 Sports.
Absolutely. I mean, when you talk about just that jump he made that a lot of people haven't had that much time to put eyes on him, how impressed were you with how much he improved so quickly?
Extremely impressed. I mean, his development between junior senior year was huge. I mean, he just got more confident, and obviously confidence is huge. But just as an athlete, just watching him, a lot of young corners who aren't used to playing, they clutch and they hold and they grab, they get kind of nervous, they lack ball awareness. But you watch him play, he's very calm, he's very relaxed, he's able to play and has natural cover instincts without having to clutch and grab a lot. Watching him in 7-on-7 and watching him with pads on, it's the same deal. He's physical and run support. So he's got that little toughness to him. His high school at Lincoln did a great job really developing him, again, on and off the field. And then you take it, the work ethic for him just to go out and compete at a high level against really top level teams in San Diego. So he's only scratching the surface. He's only been really playing football seriously for about 2 years. So some guys peak in high school. He's not even close right now. He's got another huge jump, I think, in the next couple of years for him.
For his next head coach, they love hearing that he had committed to Oregon, decommitted after Mario Cristobal left. How hard has Dan Lanning been working to make him recommit to the Ducks?
So I thought this was a great story. So Dan Lanning's coming off the field with the Georgia shirt on. They just won the national championship. And before he gets off the field, he calls Jahlil Florence and says, hey, we just won a national championship. Come play with me at Oregon. And I think for him and his family, that was huge, right? You have a coach who just won a national title, and he thinks enough of Jahlil to make a phone call while he's still on the field, while there was celebration going on. So Coach Meat, Demetrius Martin, really made him a priority. He already had a relationship with him from when Coach Meat was at Colorado. Obviously, Tosh Lupoy is kind of a legend when it comes to recruiting. Family was already well aware of Tosh, and just the whole Oregon staff. They were relentless. He took one final visit this past weekend, and obviously Oregon, I think they definitely put their best foot forward.
That might be one of my favorite stories I've heard out of all of these commitments there. And it speaks so much just to what a great player and a great kid he is. All right, Greg, hang on just a second. We're going to take a very quick break. In 60 seconds, we will find out where Jahlil Florence is headed to play. The number 18 cornerback of the class of 2022. Will it be Oregon or USC? We'll find out next. And we are following breaking news here on CBS Sports HQ. One of the top uncommitted recruits of the class of 2022 is about to announce his commitment right here on CBS Sports HQ. We are talking about Jahlil Florence, the number 18 cornerback in the class of 2022, 6'2", 180, coming out of Lincoln High School in San Diego this past season, totaling 31 tackles, 5 interceptions, defended 10 passes. And this is somebody both of these teams have heavily recruited and won. Taking a look at how it could impact the class rankings for both Oregon and USC, his 2 finalists there, Oregon would jump from 65th to 51st, USC going from 55th to 43rd. Let's welcome back Jahlil Florence, his dad, Warren. Jahlil, it is your time. I asked you how long you've had this decision, and you said it's been a minute, so now it's time to announce it. Where are you headed?
First, I want to thank all the coaches that recruited me throughout the whole process. I want to thank Coach Riley, Coach Lanning, both of my top 2 schools. They both really made a push and made me a priority for both schools. But with that being said, I'll be committed to the University of Oregon.
Congratulations and applause from your dad there. I know all of these Oregon fans are watching right now and applauding this decision as well. You had committed to Oregon, then decommitted when Mario Cristobal left. We were talking to Greg Biggins. He told us about that phone call you got from Dan Lanning right after he won the national championship because he wanted you on that Ducks team so bad. What went into your decision to go back to the Ducks?
That right there, they made me a super priority. Both of the coaches did. He called me the night before the game and told me what he was going to do during the game, and he called me after the game. So that really speaks volume right there. Coach LaPoy, he stays consistent. During the visit, the coaches just, the connection between the coaches, knowing that they all just got together, it seemed like they've been together for more than 5 years plus coaching. So you can see that they're really trying to build something new with the organization. So can't wait to be a part of that.
We were talking to Greg Biggins, and he talked about just how much you have rocketed onto the scene. And for all of these coaches who've been recruiting you, like you had 25 offers. Talk to me about your growth and where you want to go once you get to Oregon.
My growth, really just staying humble, and while I'm doing it, just keep working no matter what's going on with the ranking and stuff like that. It really doesn't matter at the end of the day when you get to college. It's all out the window. So when I get to Oregon, I'm starting from the ground up, really. So I got to start from the ground up and make my way up on a depth chart and try to get on the field as fast as possible.
Before we let you go, Oregon fans are watching, some of the players as well. What do you want people to know about you?
We finna win a natty for sure. Go Ducks. That's all I got to say.
Hey, we'll leave it at that. Jahlil Florence, congratulations again. Thanks to your dad, Warren, for joining us as well here on CBS Sports HQ. We can't wait to watch you play for the Ducks.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Jahlil Florence was one of the top prospects in the class of 2022 who was uncommitted. That is no longer the number 18 cornerback headed to play for the Oregon Ducks. We heard the story now how Dan Lanning, right after winning the national championship with Georgia, before the night was done, he left the game, immediately called Jahlil and said, look what we did there at Georgia. I'm going to do the same at Oregon. Let's welcome back Greg Biggins. Well, I guess that phone call maybe worked, Greg, because Jahlil Florence is headed to Oregon. What do you think about his commitment?
Yeah, no, I think it's a good commitment for him and for Oregon. You know, he was really close, and he told me he was very close to signing with USC back in December 15th, early signing period. He took an official visit to USC that weekend before, and he said he was very close to kind of putting that pen to paper and signing with USC. He decided to hold off a little bit, wanted to give Oregon, kind of one last chance and get to meet the new staff, and he did. And like I mentioned, he visited this past weekend and got to really connect with those coaches, and obviously Coach Lanning. You come from the SEC, you come from Georgia, you know how hard you got to recruit, and Coach Lanning brought that style to the Pac-12. Kind of saw Mario Cristobal do the same thing. It's a little different out there, man. They recruit with such maniacal effort, and they immediately made Jahlil a priority, and I think he was kind of blown away by the attention and the love he was getting. He's going to Oregon.
How quickly can he make an impact for this Oregon Ducks team?
I think he can play as a true freshman. I really do. I think every kid's promised that. But when you consider a new staff is coming in, and so everyone's kind of on that same even level playing field right now. There's nobody that knows the defense better than him. He's going to be an early grad. And I think with Jahlil, I think a couple things that help him is physically he's developed. He's 6'1", 6'1.5", and he's a tough kid. So he's not going to be overwhelmed physically. He's not going to go in there and be a little afraid of contact. He's coming from a high school that's known for being tough and gritty and just playing with that kind of a nasty edge. And he's got that. And again, you kind of combine that with the ball skills and the ball awareness, and just he's a high football IQ guy despite being relatively new. He's a smart kid off the field. I think he can go in and learn a complex defensive playbook. So I really think he's got a great chance to be an impact guy as a true freshman next fall.
That's a true freshman year. Take it beyond that. Give me your projection for him during his career at Oregon.
I mean, I don't want to put too much expectations. Right? He's still in high school. But obviously for us, I mean, we have him rated as a top 100 player, by 24/7 Sports. We like him higher than the composite. So we're saying he's going to be an NFL guy someday. So much goes into that, whether, got to stay healthy, got to play in a system that's going to feature you and give you an opportunity and all that good stuff. But just if he reaches his ceiling, he's got NFL upside for sure. Again, look at the size, the speed, the toughness, all of those things that you want in an NFL corner. He's got all those intangibles as well. So if he hits his ceiling for us, he's got an NFL future. Is he a first rounder, a second rounder, a third rounder? Who knows? That's kind of up to him right now. But we do think he's got that kind of potential for sure.
Those are the stories we love to hear, especially since he just sort of committed to football in the past couple of years. Just a humble guy there with his dad. Greg, thank you so much for joining us here on CBS Sports HQ. And for more from Greg, all of our friends over at 24/7 Sports, make sure to head over to their website because, of course, we are gearing up for National Signing Day this Wednesday, February 2nd, I will tell you we have 3 5-stars, 3 top 10 guys who are still uncommitted. They will make their live commitments right here on HQ on Wednesday.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.